Hi, today I'm going to show you how to do this chain stitch. It's a really easy, fun stitch, and I think you'll love doing it, and I think your kids will love doing it also. Okay, let's begin. So, got my threaded needle. I'm using a embroidery thread. This is the Oracle embroidery thread, but you can use whichever thread you like. Okay, let's begin. Okay, so bringing your needle up through the back of the fabric or felt. Okay, so now what you need to do is bring your needle back to where you started. It doesn't have to be exactly in the same hole, or it can be in it or just next to it. Okay, push your needle up through the fabric and pull. Okay, and then you've got a nice little chain stitch. Again, now you're going to bring your needle into the chain, the same place where the thread came up, a little bit forward, oops, pull, and there's your chain. Okay, remember the needle goes inside the chain. If you want, you could actually just bring the thread around like that and pull. And that's it, just keep on going. Always just remembering to put your needle inside the circle. Push it through. I'm going to make it a bit bigger. Pull. It's a nice stitch. You can actually, once you get the master of this chain stitch, you can actually make little daisy stitches, little circles of chain stitches. Make your stitches bigger, smaller. Okay, so there's your line of chain stitches. I'm just going to do one more chain stitch. Oops. And to end your chain stitch, you're just going to bring your needle on the other side of the chain to the back of the fabric. You see that little stitch now holds the chains into place, and just going to bring your needle through the last stitch, and then the needle through this loop and pull nicely, and you've got your knot. If you're not quite sure whether that knot is secure enough, just do it again. Put your needle through the last stitch, through the loop, tug, and snip. Oh, that was not good. And there you have your chain stitch. Now what I'm going to show you is how to do a whipped running stitch. A whipped chain stitch. In my last video, I showed you how to do a whipped running stitch. So if you want to go back and have a look at that, that's also a fun stitch. But today it's a whipped running stitch. So just bring your needle up near the top of the chain stitch. And to do this, I'm actually going to use the back or not pointy end of my needle. If you use the pointy end of the needle, what tends to happen is you sort of poke into the felt or fabric. So you're going to use the back. Now, if you have a plastic needle with a blunt point, or one of these tapestry needles with a blunt point, you could use that. But I'm just going to show you how to do it with the end of my needle. So I'm going to bring the needle under the chain stitch, pull it through, and I'm always going from the same direction, from the same side to side. And when you get to the end, you can either decide that you like that stitch as it is, and you can bring again the needle to the back of the fabric and tie it off, or let's see what happens if you go back. So then you can do exactly the same thing, you're just going backwards. Again, I'm just doing it from the same direction that I did before, under each of the chain stitches. And it just changes the look of your stitch. You could do this with a different color if you like, or the same color. And there we go. And again, to end it, you just take it to the back, go through the last stitch, and you can end it off. So there's our whipped chain stitch, and that was our chain stitch. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. If you like my video, please give it a like and follow me on YouTube. And don't forget, I'm Trixie Simons, and you can find me over at sewasofty.com.